declaring Mantic moments. My turn's not for sharing. I'll never forget the moment my orcs became a green tide. La 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 la.
Hello everyone and welcome to episode 3 of ManticMoments. This episode we have the usual month in Mantic and news and so on, but for our main topic, the main topic this time was the Kings of War 2nd edition rulebook, which came out not too long ago, and we just really had a look at the basic rules for the game and chatted about that. We may have been a little bit harsh at times, but keep in mind we do actually enjoy the game, so we're not just ragging on it. And they are, of course, just opinions. So, we've kind of been working out still how to do this podcast, and some of the things we've been thinking about is that we'll probably try and aim to have the podcast out at the start of every month, and that might sound good, you know, like you'll have something in at the start of January, but unfortunately, because of our scheduling conflicts over next month, we probably won't have an episode out at the beginning of January. But after that, we're hoping to have an episode at the start of every month, and if we can do additional episodes, we'll release them in the middle of the month as well. As it is right now, just because of scheduling and so on, it's not necessarily going to be regular in the middle of the month. However, since we're not going to have anything at the start of January, we will see if we can do a little something, not a regular episode, maybe just a little bit to kind of keep you going until the start of February, somewhere in the Christmas holidays, New Year's, something like that. So that's pretty much this episode and the next month or so. Enjoy the episode.
Hello, everybody. We are back with Month in Mantic. So Bert, what have you done this month?
This is this is going to be a little bit embarrassing, but kind of nothing.
Wow.
I've done a few things, but mostly I've kind of spent a lot of my hobby time setting up the Mantic YouTube channel and a few other things like that. So really all I've done is, I think I mentioned last time or the time before, I had painted an ethereal knight unit for my ghostly Bretonians, and I've almost finished the grayscaling for the second unit now, and that involved a lot of pinning models and building them as well,
Right.
and a few other things like that. And basically, in the club that I'm involved in running, unfortunately, we've been having problems with every time I try and play a war game, someone comes to me and asks me how to play a board game that they're playing somewhere else. So I've not been able to play war games because every time people come over and stop my game from happening.
Right. Well, that happens. You know, friends come over.
Yeah, pretty much. So what I've done for the past couple of weeks is I bought a new board game, which is much easier for people to learn. It's like one of the Small World Underground. Have you heard of it?
No, I was actually going to ask if it was Dwarf King's Hold.
No, I wish I had Dwarf King's Hold. It would be great because well, from what I've seen, it's great. I actually haven't played it yet.
I've played demos for both Dead Rising and Green Menace. They're both extremely fun. And now that there's apparently a new expansion coming up early in the new year that's going to let you combine both of them for 4-player games, but we will get back to that during news.
Yeah, I heard about that. I'm pretty excited, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
So basically, I got this game because in the Czech Republic, you kind of have to buy what's offered to you, and it was the only game in English that I actually had read a review of that I liked. So,
Well, that's okay. I mean, hey, you get what you can.
yeah,
you know?
but I think it's brilliant. It's easy enough for the kids to learn it, and it means that next week, or if I'm unlucky, the week after, I can just start playing war games again, because now they know how to play that, and they know how to play about 3 or 4 other board games. So I can kind of like remove myself from teaching board games every week. And so really this week has been like 100% preparation. My miniatures, I'm preparing them for putting the coloration on them so that they look ghostly. I've been preparing stuff for Mantic, and I've been preparing stuff so I can actually get a damn game in a club. Because right now, I mean, literally, I have not finished a game in almost a month.
Yep.
So, yeah.
As for me, it's been sort of a mixed bag. I have basically been gathering bases from a multitude of sources, mostly Bartertown, to base all the Napoleonic figures I have bought to use as troops in my Rebel force whenever they come out with the Rebel army list.
Okay. Actually, basing reminds me of something, but yeah, that sounds good.
Yep. And so I've been buying up all the spare GW bases I can. I also have been converting more of my Cyberzerkers, which are a conversion of basically any sort of techie instrument that you'd think would cause murder, and Mantic zombies. And
so are you making these for? Oh, sorry. Are you making these for plague?
Actually,
for the plague,
no.
like
I was thinking more of servitors, like combat servitors, but I could use them for plague. Yes.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool, actually.
I was actually thinking of proxying them with a unit, some sort of elite unit that Revs get, but I'm actually, now that you've mentioned it, I think I could double use them and use them as plague as well.
You see, the thing is, since I don't know much about the Revs, and I don't know, or that, for people listening, that's the Rebels, which is an upcoming army in Warpath, and Plague is another upcoming army. The Rebels are humans and other aliens, and the Plague are, well, we don't really know. They're not necromancers in space. I think it's more genetic modification, which has caused these kind of like zombie-like creatures. Is that right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I have like a kind of mutant Lost in the Damned army, which has been on the shelf for a very long time.
I think everybody who loved the Lost in the Damned army list will love Plague. I really think they will.
But I can't decide. I can't figure out quite whether they would be more suitable to Rebels or Plague. But I'm guessing Plague, and I'm really, really excited to see what happens with that, because the thing that I loved the most about Warhammer 40k was this story of these kind of mutants,
right?
And also the story of kind of just ordinary dissenters against the Imperium versus the Imperium.
Exactly.
And in a way, I feel Warpath has done that better in having the Imperium or the corporation as an overtly bad group.
Yep.
And so yeah, I'm really excited to use them and have a list.
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah. The thing about bases is I've made a bunch of bases. That was it. I found, I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I found a place, there's this shop where you can get the stops that you put under chairs if they're on wood panel flooring. And these little stops are exactly 20 millimeters by 20 millimeters. And they look really good as basing for miniatures because they look like they're cobblestones.
Cool.
So if you want to have like a city effect. So yeah, I've got a load of those. I've got a load of 25 millimeter ones stuck end to end. So I've got cavalry bases.
Right.
And that's what my Bretonnian army is going to be on.
Yep.
And yeah.
Well, continuing.
So anyway, go on with yours. Sorry.
Yeah, continuing with mine. In addition to doing all that with buying bases and building Cyberzerkers, I actually got my sprue of Forge Fathers.
Nice.
From the caption contest, and I've been converting them. One guy is basically a plain Forge Father leader figure. He's going to be a Huskarl with a Magma Hammer, or whatever the heck you call him.
Yeah.
And then this other guy, they don't have rules for any character like this yet, but I'm converting the single pose with the gun into something approaching an engineer.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I got that, and then in addition to those, since Mantic just put up the bases, everything up onto the website for Christmas, and since my birthday is tomorrow, I'm going to be buying a bunch of bases and possibly a Jotun Heavy Hailstorm Cannon, because I really want to paint that thing.
Right, well, happy birthday on that. And
yeah, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Actually, the Small World game was my birthday present. It was supposed to be a Fate of the Forged Star set, but we couldn't get it delivered here in any in a reasonable price. So yeah, that's cool.
It happens.
And my promotion hasn't arrived yet either. Cause
promotion?
I don't know how it arrives in America before Czech Republic, but whatever, you know?
yeah, you mean the Forge Father thing, right?
Yeah. The caption contest, I entered that as well, and I was told it was sent, but I know what the Czech Republic postal system is like, so...
Yeah. Well, as far as things go, that is mostly it for modeling, except today, just before we started recording, I was out and I had gone to a thrift store, and I found over $150 worth of Games Workshop models, mostly Space Marine, including several out-of-production models that were limited runs for like army boxes and stuff. And I got them all for $40. So, including an old first edition Rhino Whirlwind kit. Mm-hmm. So I had a really good day today.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome. Kind of like an early present.
Yeah.
Like, is this going to be one of those, like, you're just going to pop somebody out of print stuff on eBay, or you're actually going to do something with all of these?
Actually, with my armies as they are, I have Space Marines.
Okay.
And so I'm just going to use them as part of that. Now, with the advent of Warpath, my rebels are, I've talked to you about this before, but they're what are called the Brotherhood.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, think of the Mechanicus. In Warpath.
You mean in 40k Adeptus Mechanicus, that kind of thing?
Yes.
Right,
yeah, that kind of thing. And what I'm doing with them is I'm saying that they were created by the Forge Fathers, as far as the whole Brotherhood was created by the Forge Fathers to generate manpower for the defense of the Forge Father homeworld, considering that through constant war, the Forge Fathers, their numbers have gone down.
Yeah.
So,
okay.
As far as this section of homeworlds, their numbers have gone down.
That's pretty good. Actually, you mentioned you have a Space Marine army, and that reminded me, I too have a Space Marine army, which I haven't finished, and in the current edition of 40k, I've played one game with them.
Yep.
And in the current edition of Warpath, I've played 3. So, or maybe the previous edition, because they actually just updated it this month, didn't they?
Right, yeah, from beta to first edition. So.
No, so just the previous edition. And, I think a lot of people's Space Marines armies will be coming out of the closet there.
Yep.
Okay, so, all right then.
And so that's basically been it. What else? I did go into a sort of painter's block for about a week, but I've started back up, and I've been painting like a storm, so you'll see a bunch of pictures later. My camera actually died when I tried to take pictures of what I had gotten at the thrift store today, so I'm letting the battery charge up and stuff. But pictures will be up on Facebook and my blog on Warseer as soon as possible.
Okay, we might actually, I don't know if people are interested in seeing pictures of our stuff. We're like, I don't know how good a painter you are necessarily. I wouldn't say I'm great.
It's tabletop quality. I'm not going to say.
Yeah, I try to do well, but I also like to find techniques that are essentially shortcuts.
Right.
Because at the moment, all I'm doing is, grayscaling most of the army and then putting a wash over them.
Oh yeah, no.
But
yeah, and I can understand that because for my skeletons, I've started dipping my skeletons. Now I've got about 20 more of a horde unit that I've got to do in my old scheme, which is just a hand done wash of Delvin mud. But since I tested out my dipping method and it works wonderful, so I'm just going to be using that for all my skeletons from now on.
Okay, good. So yeah, so we kind of do that. If people are interested in seeing those pictures, though, we can look into putting them on YouTube within the episode or in the month in Mantic. I don't know. Although to be fair, I do prefer the sexy calendar lady picture.
yeah. But with YouTube, what you can do is you can put notes on the video itself. They'll pop up, or you can put it in the description. So
okay, we'll talk off air about that and sort something then.
Yep.
Okay.
Anywho, I think that's it, right?
Yep, indeedy.
All right. Well, everybody, we're going to take a quick break. We will be back later.
Nice one.
You're welcome. See you later, guys. Okay, everybody, and we are back. This is going to be the news section for podcast or episode of the Mantic podcast, number 3. So, what has happened in the news lately as far as Mantic goes? Well, I'd say a couple important things. First of all, you had Warpath, which was released in November. As we've covered before, they had the Marauders and the Forge Fathers. And the rules came out as version 1.0, so they're out of beta now. And last week, we had the Corporation Army list dropped on us in the newsletter. Now, I'm not sure what the status of this Corporation Army list is. I don't know if it's in beta, because in the past they've had, like with the Orcs Army list, it was in beta for a while and then they made it standard, or version 1. So I'm not sure exactly what the status of the army list is, but it's out there. If you didn't manage to get it off the newsletter, you can contact us or somebody on the forums, and they'll be able to help you get it. I assume Mantic is going to be making it available to the open public shortly. On that note, if you didn't get it and you're not signed up to the Mantic newsletter, I definitely recommend doing it, because every month they're going to be doing something special for subscribers. Like this month it was the Corporation Army list, but every month they're planning to do something special. And then also you just get the latest news. In addition to Warpath coming out and the Corporation Army list, we have had renders or concept sketches for the Corporation Troopers. A lot of people have been saying that they look a lot like a certain other company's resin space trooper people, and I can see where they're getting that, but we'll leave that for another episode of discussion. Other than that, the journal is waving goodbye. Orky has officially put the crackdown on the journal, and issue 5, which is coming out soon, is going to be the last issue available in print format. Apparently we are going to get a yearly catalog now, and there's also going to be some sort of other project that the journal team is working on, which Mantic has not disclosed. Yeah, I think that's about it, so we'll leave it there, and if you guys have any questions or comments or know anything that I missed, please don't hesitate to contact us at Mantic podcast, or ManticMoments, pardon me, at gmail.com. Or on the forums. I'm Lord Marcus on the forums, so if you see Lord Marcus, send me a personal message, and I will get right on that and fix it up in the next news section. Signing off, this is the Mantic News.